talking to activists in Chicago who are just upset because they feel like, these people are coming over and getting more access to resources than people who've been living on the South Side, homeless,
right,
are getting. That's just me listening to people. So when I get asked that question and I say yes, all of a sudden I'm on, MSNBC with the headline, Charlamagne the God is spreading MAGA messaging.
This is why I say I'm not a Democratic or I'm not a Republican. I just use common sense. But when you do use common sense, it's strange that they always want to label you as being conservative. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. I am Ty Smith. Welcome to my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. For real, for real, for real. I do appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. If you like my content and like to see more of it, make sure you click this like button right here. Again, I just told you the reason why you should click the like button. It's not about you liking the video per se. If you like my content to be consistently recommended to you, clicking that like button is how it works. All right, folks. And also make sure you follow me on the platforms you see listed up and below. All right. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about this. Charlamagne the God appeared on Fox News. And the fact that he even appeared on Fox News, I know that he already got labeled from some of the black communities. This dude is a this, he's a that. Anyway, he's going to talk about and address something that gets everybody in trouble if you're black and you talk about things that are considered to be common sense. Common sense. What am I talking about? Check it out.
He is a multimedia powerhouse, and when politicians stop by his show, The Breakfast Club, they always make headlines.
What did you do specifically for black people?
What I'm saying, Charlamagne, is black poverty dropped faster than everybody else.
And if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
What were you listening to when you was high? What was on? What song was it?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, definitely Snoop. Tupac, for sure.
Yep, those are some of the bigger and brighter moments. Charlamagne the God's new book is out. It's called Get Honest or Die Lying: Why Small Talk Sucks, is available everywhere. Charlamagne, welcome to our studio.
Thank you, Brian.
Great to see you. Why does small talk suck?
Small talk sucks because it's just a waste of time. We live in a world right now where everybody knows what we're here for. So, just get to it.
So I roll these clips of the most important people in America, and they all need to talk to you. You've become a power player. What do you think about when you see them talking to you? Has this always been the vision? Has it always been the dream?
Oh, that's a great question. I think when I look at, the people that I grew up, admiring in media, whether it was the Arsenio Halls, the Barbara Walters, the Howard Sterns of the world, like all of those people, they used their platform to talk to folks who was actually shifting culture, who was actually, moving us forward. I dreamt when I was younger of possibly interviewing somebody who was the president of the United States of America, only because the people that I just mentioned, I saw them doing that.
The pressure on you to endorse Joe Biden. I was a bit astounded on your book tour on the pressure on you. It's not that you feel it, but you're getting it.
Yeah, I'm not Captain Save a Joe, okay? That's not what I'm here for, right? So yes, they are asking me, why I won't endorse. Like, what does it matter? And it's not like I'm out here telling people not to vote. I want people to participate, in the voting process. But all I'm going to do is put the issues out there, right? I'm going to say what I feel.
What about the state of the country? Where do you think we're at right now?
Well, that's subjective, right? Because if you ask me, my answer might be different than, one of my cousins is living, down in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, or, one of these, kids I might be talking to in Newark, New Jersey. America's never been great for everybody. But, I think about the least of us. When I have conversations with the people, the poor and disenfranchised in this country, they are not happy in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter what party is in office. It doesn't matter if it's Democrats. It doesn't matter if it's Republicans. And I think that, people get very frustrated right now. I got in trouble. I'm not going to say trouble, but there was some backlash earlier this year when I got asked a simple question. Do I think the border is going to be an issue in November? This was in January. And I said, yeah. And I said, the reason I feel like it's going to be an issue because the first time in my life, people that I know are having conversations with me about what's going on at the border. Whether it's, somebody I know who works at a parking garage in New York coming to me in tears talking about, the crime that is in his neighborhood because the gangs that are coming over, or, talking to activists in Chicago who are just upset because they feel like, these people are coming over and getting more access to resources than people who've been living on the South Side, homeless, are getting. That's just me listening to people. So when I get asked that question and I say yes, all of a sudden I'm on, MSNBC with the headline, Charlamagne the God is spreading MAGA messaging. I'm like, these people aren't MAGA. This is just a regular, everyday working class person who's coming to me because they know I got a microphone and they're complaining.
So do you think that'll be a national issue that people are going to be voting on in November?
It's a national issue now. It was a national issue back in January, but for whatever reason, it was still labeled a political talking point. So if you weren't on one side of that issue, if you are on one side of that issue, you get labeled one thing. If you're on another side of that issue, you get labeled another thing. But now it's like everybody's having the same conversation. And guess what? If America knew how to take care of the least of us, it wouldn't even be a problem.
I think when the governor of Texas started sending the illegal immigrants out of El Paso into Chicago, New York, and Philadelphia, then it became a national issue.
Yeah, people got mad at me even back then when I was talking about, Governor Greg Abbott and, DeSantis in Florida, and I was saying, hey, man, it's inhumane and cruel what they're doing to the migrants, but it's actually kind of genius, right? Because if you're saying that you're a sanctuary city and you're saying, welcome, welcome, we'll take them, okay. So now that they've sent them here, now they're like, send them back. We don't have enough room for them. So what it makes it seem like the people is Republicans were always right on that issue and Democrats were wrong.
Right.
Like it's really just that, just that simple to optics.
Right.
So just from a political, as a political stunt, it worked.
He's great.
Yeah, I mean, he sees it in New York every single day. You can't live in New York and not feel this, especially if you have kids. He's got 4 girls. They're dancers, cheerleaders, and he sees it because they can't play in the parks.
What he identified is he said these people that I'm speaking to aren't MAGA, but they're sharing the same issues as MAGA because of the forgotten men and women of this country. And if the former president can leverage that and have a message for those people, solution for that, I think that's why Democrats are worried. An honest voice, still a progressive, but putting it out there is not going to be sold out to the party.
Is he really a progressive? He's that far left?
Yeah, he's more progressive. Like he's
getting closer to the center.
He has some conservative values because he's from South Carolina, but he's going to vote for a progressive.
But in his book, like I like biographies. That's what this book is. This guy is from a small town in South Carolina whose mom was a teacher and never made more than $30,000. And he's stuck on this culture right now where people want instant success. I want to be a podcaster. I want to be an influencer. And here's how to do it. They think it's all easy, but they don't want to put in the time. So much of what he says is what we discuss on the couch all the time. People want shortcuts. If you look at this book, it's not. He's also very hard on himself. He said, his... he wasn't as faithful as he could have been with his wife, who he's known since high school. He says he's, different things. He used to be like Howard Stern on the radio. He didn't like that person. He wanted to be more of a positive influence. He changed who he was, and he hit rockets. Before he got the Breakfast Club, he was unemployed, living at home with his girlfriend and a kid, wondering if he's ever going to get out of South Carolina. Within months, he's on the #1 show in urban radio.
And everybody wants his endorsement because he is the ultimate influencer for the black community on the radio, right?
Well, he's definitely one of them, man. Yeah. When you're Joe Biden and you're struggling with black males, one of the leading voices in the culture is Charlamagne. That's why they want him to say, just back him.
Well, Charlamagne did endorse him last time, and he's not this time. What does that say?
Yeah.
Right. And I would say Body by Jake Steinfeld, good friend of the show, helped me meet him. And #2 is Kennedy. Used to work with him.
And you're going to have another part to the interview coming up.
Part
next
2
hour.
coming up.
And also talk a little bit about Hunter.
See what I'm saying? He is getting ready to get tore apart. Charlamagne the God is not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. I think he don't like Trump at all, and he have issues with Biden. And that's a lot of us. When I say a lot of us, a lot of folks are just pretty much that way. Notice what he said, that whenever he talks about things that should be considered common sense, things that should be considered, who wouldn't be pissed off, who wouldn't be mad if this type of thing was going on with them in their community. But by him doing all of a sudden, look what MSNBC did to him. He's spreading MAGA. That's what they do. When I went viral for sticking up for my sons and my mentees when they tried to push CRT in these schools. And we got to the point where the school did not teach CRT. When it went viral all over the world, guess what they did? They end up labeling me, saying that I am a paid actor out of Montana from the Republican Party and that I'm Candace Owens' brother. That's what they did. Look what MSNBC did to Charlamagne the God. Now he is being somebody that is spreading MAGA. That's what they do, folks. That's what happens. It's just common sense. I don't care what you say, how you try to box me, how you got to try to label me. It's not going to work anyway. I'm going to continue to push my message. I'm going to continue to spread the truth. I'm going to continue to tell the truth. I'm going to continue to teach my mentees how to think critically and logically through a bunch of this BS, and don't allow nobody from the Democratic Party, nobody from the Republican Party, not Joe Biden, not Trump, to influence anything that you do and the goals that you want to achieve in your life. Don't base anything that you want to do based off how people feel you should do it. Plain and simple. Anyway, let me know what y'all thinking is by putting it in the comments below after this video. And before you go, hit that thumbs up button if you like the content that I put out. Also, you guys all have a cell phone. In the cell phone, you can let somebody know about this channel. Text somebody and say, hey, have you checked out Modern Renaissance Man? I think you would love his channel, yada, yada, peanut butter, all right? I'm Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.